Welcome back to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach when working with clients. I'm your host, Nicole Aucoin, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of The Healthy Kids Cookbook, 100% kid-approved recipes the entire family will love. In this podcast, we will be teaching you how to take one step at a time to becoming the healthiest version of yourself. Today, Ashley and I are talking all about tracking progress. We know that progress is not a straight line, but we also want to make sure that we're looking at all different types of progress to ensure that we see those successes, because we know success leads to motivation to continue. I hope you enjoy this podcast on tips for tracking your progress. We will get to this episode right after this message. Do you know someone who is looking to get healthy and unsure where to start? We would love for you to share this podcast with them. You never know who could use some words of encouragement. Take a screenshot, post it on social media, and tag at Healthy Steps Nutrition so your friends can find this awesome free help. Enjoy this episode. Ashley, welcome back to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast.
Hello, Nicole. Thanks so much for having me.
Today we are talking about tracking progress, and I think this is such an important topic because progress is never a straight line.
No, it's not black and white. It's not one size fits all. There's no blueprint to progress because as individuals, we're all different, and how we see progress and what progress is to us is going to differ from person to person.
No, I think we overestimate what we can do in a day, right? Like we overestimate. We live in this society where we think we can get everything done today, see all these results tomorrow, when in reality, that's not how life happens. So the first step when talking about progress is really establishing what does success look like for you. And for every person, that's a little different.
Yeah, when I think about someone tracking progress, or you think about being, progressing towards your goals, usually the first thing we think about is how much weight am I going to lose, right?
Absolutely. And, I think when we're looking at what does success look like to you, we need to also look at why do you have that goal? What is the emotion behind it? And how will you feel when you get there?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that for everyone, it's going to be different. Weight loss is such a common goal, but what does it mean for you to lose weight? Do you want to keep up with your grandkids? Do you want to sleep better at night? Do you want to feel more comfortable in your skin? Really thinking and digging deep to that emotion associated with your goals is really going to help you understand and then be a little bit more intentional on setting them.
I know most of our clients that come to us, they want to feel confident in their skin, and they can't do it alone. They're looking for a guide to support and help them every step of the way. But the truth is understanding where you are coming from and what realistic goals are, because so many times clients come in with these unrealistic expectations of what success looks like in the amount of time that they want to achieve it. And it's not their fault, right? Like you go to your grocery store and on every cover of every magazine, or you listen to the radio, it's lose 30 pounds in 30 days. No wonder you think that losing 15 pounds in 30 days is very realistic, when in reality, it's not that realistic.
Yeah, we're getting sold on the quick fix, and do everything at once, see these great results, but it's not sustainable. The research shows us that over 2/3 of people who go on a restrictive diet, who do some sort of cleanse, detox, weight loss program, and actually lose weight, they're going to gain more of that weight back than they initially lost.
And it's because you try to change too much at one time. So let's dive into tracking progress. And before we actually dive into what you should track, I have an awesome story that just happened this week. So one of our clients, his name is Gabe. He is a founding member at our gym. He has worked so hard with his nutrition, and while he's not perfect, he does have his, days. He's been super, super consistent with overall what he's doing and how intentional he is with getting in the gym regularly. And the other day he's like, "Hey Nicole, can I do an in-body scan?" And I was like, "Yep, sure, absolutely." He's like, "I just haven't done it in a while." And usually our members do 2 a year, but due to COVID, some of them haven't got back in to do a new one since since COVID happened. So he came in, we did an in-body scan. Since 2016, the end of 2016, he's lost 50 pounds of fat and gained 20 pounds of muscle.
Wow.
And I have goosebumps thinking about it because he's like a completely different human today. And he would tell you, and any one of our members would tell you, that the exercise is great, and it's great for their mental health, and it's great for stress management, and they're getting stronger in the gym. But if you want those types of composition changes, you have to dial in your nutrition. And he'll tell you, he said it many times, like the nutrition is more important. And it's true. Like if you really want to change your body composition, you have to look at all pieces of the puzzle, which is why we focus on that holistic approach when working with clients. And the cool thing is he's at a 30-pound swing, right? So he's lost 50 pounds of fat and he's gained 20 pounds of muscle. So now we're at a 30-pound, right? Swing. So if we only tracked his weight loss, just the number on the scale, it would look like he lost 30 pounds. Mm-hmm. In reality, his results are so much greater than that.
Nicole, I just want to bring back that those results were from 2016 until now. We're in 2021. So those type of results are not what you can expect to lose and gain in a year, right? I think in a society where these unrealistic rates of weight loss and muscle gain are so just out there everywhere. They're everywhere you look. They're so embedded and ingrained in diet culture and in advertising and marketing. We really need to talk about what realistic rates of weight loss and muscle gain are.
Yeah, I think for weight loss, it's pretty simple. About 1 pound per week is realistic. 1 pound per week. Some people will lose a little bit more depending on how much weight they have to lose and how much they're changing, right? At the end of the day, you have to burn 3,600 calories to lose 1 pound of fat. That's a lot of calories to burn.
It's a lot of calories to burn.
And if you significantly decrease the amount of energy that you're consuming, calories that you're consuming, not getting enough protein, you're going to lose muscle. And I don't know anyone that's working really hard to lose weight that's trying to lose muscle. No. Like we want to lose fat. So having that slow rate is going to decrease the amount of muscle that you lose, because at the end of the day, our goal is to change body composition. We want to lose fat and gain muscle for most of us, right?
Right. And we talk about muscle gain. That's actually the realistic rate of gaining muscle is actually a lot less than weight loss. Typically speaking, for a male, it's about a half a pound of muscle gain per week. And for a female, about a quarter pound of muscle gain per week. So just keep those things in mind, because you're going to be flooded with the diet culture and these unrealistic expectations of weight loss and muscle gain everywhere. We want to think about what's realistic before we even start talking about tracking the progress.
We have a lot of clients that come to us and they lose some weight and they're like, okay, I want to gain muscle. And it's not just what you eat. If you eat more protein, that doesn't mean you're going to build muscle. No. Like it all ties in together with the exercise that you're doing. Are you doing more strength training? Are you doing the things that are going to help you reach the goals that you want to achieve? So, I love that we're talking about realistic weight loss, but at the end of the day, we need to be tracking progress and not just a number on a scale.
Not just a number on a scale, absolutely. So we need to track more than one biometric.
So let's talk about what to track. I love our InBody machine. We bought an InBody before the gym was open. It took me 1 full year to convince Jason, my husband, that we needed an InBody. And I'm so glad that we have it, because I can tell you that it's definitely saved us members. People are frustrated because they're not seeing the numbers move on the scale. I mean, Gabe was so excited when he got the printout, seeing that he had gained muscle. And honestly, he was up 15 or 18 pounds from his lowest, and all of that was muscle. Mm-hmm. But if we wouldn't have had those measurements to track his body fat percentage, we wouldn't have known that the body composition actually changed. We would just have looked at the number on the scale, which is why it's so important. And, you want to, from a client perspective, as you guys are tracking biometrics, you want to use the same machine. Measuring your body fat at Publix and then measuring it at the doctor's office and then measuring it at the gym is going to give you 3 different readings.
Yeah.
So measuring it the same time of day, right? In the same machine is going to help you compare trends. And there's no one machine that's going to work absolutely perfect. And there's no one machine that will tell you exactly how many calories you burn per day. It's just not feasibly possible. But if you're tracking trends and you see, okay, I used this machine, like for Gabe, he's had multiple scans over the years, and we can see every single scan, the difference that's happening, and track the progress with the same machine.
Yeah, that consistency of tracking, what you're tracking on, same time of day is so important to get the most accurate results. So we talked a little bit about, taking a weight. Weight is one of the biometrics that we can definitely track. And I feel like we can do that anywhere at home, at the grocery store. But if you're able to have a bioelectrical impedance machine or get measured on an InBody, that is a great way as well too, because we're also tracking changes in our muscles and in our body fat. Another great way is measuring.
I love doing some measurements, and as simple as measuring your waist circumference around your belly button. Your belly button doesn't move. Measure your waist and see how those numbers change. Within the HSN app, we track our clients' measurements throughout their entire body so we can see the trends of what's changing. I think a big part of this is you have to find success, because success leads to motivation. And if you think about 1% body fat, doesn't seem like that much. Okay, in a month I lost 1% body fat, when in reality that's amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you lost 6 inches, I'd be so freaking excited if I lost 6 inches, right?
Yes, exactly. And, a lot of times, especially when we're starting changing ourselves and changing our diets and our activity, we'll tend to see that the inches fall off quicker than the pounds, especially if you're getting active and building muscle. So having another point of view for reference when tracking biometrics is so important to highlight that bright spot and keep you motivated.
I think one of the other things that you can do to track your biometrics, and not necessarily numbers, but progress photos. And even if you just keep them for yourself, when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you don't notice a change. But if you were to make habits and be consistent and change starting today, and a year from now still you stay consistent, how much would your body composition change, and how much would your progress photos look different? I know for our clients, they track their progress photos within the HSN app, and they always love going back and looking, because they just see all of my hard work is paying off, and that success leads to motivation to continue.
And we see ourselves in the mirror every single day. So it's going to be harder for us to identify and see those changes. But man, let me tell you, when we're putting photos side by side of 3 months, 6 months, and a year in advance, you can definitely see those improvements. So thinking about different ways to track your biometrics, tracking more than one biometric, not just how much you weigh, but also your skeletal muscle mass, your percent body fat, inches, especially around your stomach, and having those photos as well too.
All right, so we understand biometrics. Let's next look at the other ways that you can track progress. One of my favorite things to look at is non-scale victories. So we have to find those successes, and a lot of times those successes have nothing to do with your weight. And I mean energy levels. When you eat better and you're more consistent with what you're eating, how much more energy do you have? When you stop eating a ton of processed carbohydrates for lunch, do you still have that same crash in the afternoon? What is your mood like? Do you have those mood swings often? And when you start eating better, is your mood more stable? There's so many other non-scale victories that you can think of.
One of them that comes to mind all the time when talking with my nutrition clients is the way their clothes are fitting. They'll notice, oh, wow, it's not so tight in the waist anymore. Or, man, this shirt I used to be busting out of the buttons now is loose on me. Seeing how your clothes are fitting compared to when you first started these changes to now. Another thing, especially for those who are looking to increase their performance, is finding out what adequately fueling throughout the day and around your workouts will do for performance.
I love that. I think it's so fun. We use SugarWatt, and it tracks our personal records, our PRs. And when you see that PR, it's okay, the combination of I'm sleeping better, I'm eating better, I'm consistent with my workouts. That's a non-scale victory. But for me, it's so fun just to see the confetti go off, and it's exciting, and it's the same thing with your clients. So tracking performance, and how is your performance improving when you eat better and you're adequately fueled for your workouts. Stress and sleep are 2 other aspects that all play a part with nutrition to help you achieve optimal wellness and health.
Absolutely. We know that when we are having less stress and mindfully managing our stress, being more active helps decrease our stress and also helps us sleep better as well too. So thinking of all of the things that are going to be amazing and looking at those as those non-scale victories and highlighting and being really inspired and continue to be motivated by them is going to help you with tracking your progress.
But really, the last way that I think you can track progress is through consistency. Because if you are consistently doing things every day, one thing at a time, you are going to see better results. If you're not consistent, the inconsistency is what causes people to get frustrated and fall off because they think this isn't working for me. When in reality, in your mind, you're following this really strict diet, but then you feel overwhelmed and then you're inconsistent and then you're falling off the wagon, right?
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but I love checking boxes. Like to me, that's such a bright spot and a highlight. So when I have things that I want to make sure I'm doing, like meal prepping or getting a number of active days every month or taking time for myself for self-care, I'll put those as reminders on my phone. I'll go in and I'll check those boxes off and I can see throughout a month how close I got to consistently checking everything off. And that helps me because I know, okay, I've done this, but I can do better. I continue to track how consistent I'm going to be.
No, that's one of the things that I love about the Healthy Steps Nutrition app because it allows coaches and clients to see consistency, right? Clients can go in and you create a habit for a client. They can hit mark complete. And then as a coach, you can see, are they actually doing what they said they were going to do? Or did an obstacle come in the way and you need some help and a coach to help support you? So, consistency, if you are hiring a coach, that coach is there to help keep you accountable and help you be more consistent and ensure you have all the tools and support to be consistent.
You mentioned earlier about the SugarWOD app and being able to see the confetti and the excitement as you meet PRs and reach goals. I see the same thing with the Healthy Steps Nutrition app in my clients. When they consistently check off their habits and they're meeting those goals, they'll get streaks and badges and get so excited to be in that positive reward feedback and loop with not only myself as a nutrition coach, but also the app that just really motivates them to continue to be successful.
I love that. At the end of the day, you can't just look at one number and define your progress and define your success with one number. You have to look at all of the aspects. So testing more than just one type of biometric, looking at non-scale victories and ensuring consistency, because at the end of the day, consistency is the driver for long-term results. I hope you enjoyed that episode on tracking progress. One of the biggest things that you can do is look for those non-scale victories. And a nutrition coach is there to help you find those non-scale victories and help you keep accountable so that you can see consistency. Because at the end of the day, consistency is what brings you lasting results and helps you create a healthy lifestyle. If you are looking to find a coach, we would love to help you. Go to healthystepsnutrition.com and apply for nutrition coaching today, or you can go to hireanutritioncoach.com and find a Healthy Steps nutrition coach near you. Thanks again for joining us on the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. We will see you back next week.